Hi, I'm Gabby Golightly. I used to have the experience of when I got really upset, I cried and cried and cried, and I'm not kidding, sometimes all night and sometimes for days, and I would feel so fragile afterwards. And this morning, I kind of randomly decided to pop in for a cuppa on my way home from errand, and I visited someone who was in a state of total emotional overwhelm and couldn't receive a hug. I think you probably know of I'm talking about if you're on this page now. So, what I wanted to do is give you some really instant calming techniques. So, the first one I'm going to do is just see if you can just kind of put your posture into a straight back position. And this is not a forced thing, this is a relaxed, straight back position. And now a big deep breath in and out. And now I'm going to count the breath in, and then I'm going to count the hold, and then I'm going to count the out. Okay, so in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Now we're going to do one more. Inhale with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I just want you to notice when you're breathing, see if you can feel the air coming in and out of your nostrils. And we're going to do it one last time before I show you some of the self-soothing techniques that are really instant. So ready? Inhale. And hold. And release. Well done. So I want you to take your hands and put them like this. When I'm doing this for children, I call this the butterfly. And now put that against there. You want to press up. And now we're going to pat. And with a reasonable force here. So pat like this. And this is stimulating your thymus and your lymph system and helping soothe your nervous system. And breathe in. And hold. And exhale. And hold. And exhale. Now I want you to continue that deep breathing at your own pace and continue this butterfly wing technique at your own pace. But when you exhale, I want you to make a sound, and I want you, just any kind of sound that feels organic for you. So I'm going to just go with it, and you do whatever sound. There's no wrong sound, okay? So in and hold and exhale. Ah! Thanks for doing that with me. And now let's do it again. So we're going to inhale in for a count of 6. and hold, and exhale with the sound again. And come back to that technique if that's feeling helpful to you. Otherwise, I want you to just see if you can notice the actual feeling of the breath coming in your nose this time. In and hold and out. Now I'm going to give you another really great self-soothing technique. So you're going to use this part of your arms and just kind of give yourself a cuddle like this, but rub the side of your arms. And just be aware of continuing that breathing. So continue remembering and noticing the air coming in your nose, and hold and release. And continue doing that as long as it feels like that it's helping you. My bangle just got caught in my dress. So the third technique I want to give you is called the crown pull. And so you're going to put your hands quite firmly on the crown and pull along like this. I just want you to tune into how you're feeling and see if that's helping you. So just do that again. Okay, and now we're going to take the two fingers here and just that little dent that's in the side next to out. We're going to give a very kind of gentle massage there. This is kind of right into the pineal gland. Like this movement stimulates that gland there. And I don't know why it's helpful, but it just really is. And then the last technique I want to do with you is we're going to rub our hands together, and this our hands are electromagnetic fields, you know, well, our whole bodies are, and we have electromagnetic fields, which is not woo-woo, it's scientific, that are actually go beyond our bodies. So what we're going to do by rubbing our hands, we're really activating that electromagnetic field. I've got a helicopter right above me right now. Classic timing. So what you're going to do is put one hand on the front of your head there, and you're going to put the other, can you see my other hand I've got kind of at the back of my skull here, and so you're going to hold your hands there, and because your hands are electromagnetic field, what it's going to do is help bring a lot of the blood flow back circulating properly in your brain. What's happened when you're very upset is the your body starts functioning differently, and that's why we get the flight or fright or freeze response, is because a lot of the blood has been taken away from parts of the brain to allow you to run away from a tiger or do whatever you need to do, and your digestion would have shut down and a lot of other physiological functions. So this technique is going to help the brain circulate the blood again, let the brain know that it's not time for you to fight or flight or freeze, that you don't require that response at the moment. So we're just going to do that again. We're going to rub the hands like this, and then breathe with me. Now, I want you to continue doing whatever technique that felt best for you until you are starting to feel really calm. And then what I want you to do is be really kind and gentle to yourself today. I want you to think of yourself as, because you've been in such an incredible state of crying and sobbing and upset and emotional overwhelm, your skin's very thin today. So you need to be really fragile, be aware of that fragility today and be really kind to yourself. I'd like you to think about doing something like having a bath. If you've got any Epsom salts, that's fantastic, because Epsom salts, we absorb a lot of the magnesium through our skin when we have baths. In fact, a lot more than if we take it orally. And magnesium is fantastic for the nervous system, and it's going to really help with that calming, and you feeling more centered. Another thing that I want you to consider doing today is, our scientists tell us now that our nervous system actually communicates in a frequency, in a sound. And so sound can be incredibly soothing, but it can also be a way of getting out difficult feelings as well. So if you've got a favorite angry track that you want to put on and kind of dance around like a maniac, or some favorite music that's going to lift your spirits, I really encourage you to move and dance, and not in a conventional kind of disco poppy way, but dance in a way that's actually really expressing those feelings. And if you can, make some sounds as well. Make some, it could be kooky sounds or sounds or whatever you feel called to sound to express those feelings. That's going to be really helpful to you to help shifting that energy and moving through that energy. And another thing that I'd really like you to consider today is having some time to watch a funny movie or something that really lifts your spirits. Something really positive and uplifting, and something, silly, something light, something funny. That's going to help you be able to sleep better. Stay away from the coffee, stay away from the alcohol, stay away from the drugs. They're really going to interfere with your sleep. And the more that you sleep in a lovely deep sleep tonight, the more that you'll be better able to actually process what needs to be processed tomorrow. Another technique I'd like you to consider is to actually just sit with the feelings and breathe, and do the nose breathing that I talked about before. And then see if you can locate the feelings in your body without, this is not today when you're just been so overwhelmed and just been so upset. It's not the time to go into the story. So don't go into, they did this to me on purpose, or they, I'm feeling very alone, or those things. Like, those things are your absolute truth, and I get that, but there is a time for that, and this is not the time when you're so overwhelmed. So when those thoughts come up, I want you to distract yourself from those thoughts. Not permanently. Distraction's actually a very unhelpful thing to do in the long term, but in the short term, until you are grounded and your breath and your nervous system returns to normal, which will take, for some people, could even take 2 days, that's the time that you come back to those thoughts. But in the meantime, all the techniques I've told you so far, if you find your upset coming again, go back to them. But also, another useful one is to actually just sit and breathe and notice the sensations in your body. So, located in your body. You may ask if it's colour or what it looks like, or it sounds very woo-woo. I would say if this is not your bag, take what you need, leave what you don't. But I would also encourage you to suspend disbelief and try out this technique. A lot of people find it really helpful. And sometimes they also find that if they can just stay with the actual sensation, that their sensation will actually move through, and people often experience it becoming lighter. That's a very common experience. So, but depending on the sensation, I've had sensations that have stayed with me for days before they've become light. And I've also had very, very strong sensations that I've stayed with for a matter of seconds and they've whooshed through. So there's no right, but it can be really useful to ask the sensation if there's something that it's trying to tell you or communicate to you. If you feel in the space to be able to do that today. Now, when you are feeling better, feeling stronger, feeling more yourself, feeling not so thin-skinned, I really encourage you to do some work around what's upset you so much. I really encourage you not to try and talk about that with the person involved or the people involved until you've done the work yourself. And my favourite video for if I'm really lost and upset is to YouTube search. If you go Teal Swan upset, she has laid out a whole lot of techniques there for looking at and understanding upset and very empowering ways to address them. So I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I think she's done a fantastic job there. And so I really recommend that when you're ready, you check out Upset by Teal Swan. And thanks for watching. I really hope that this has helped you. If you know any other techniques, please feel free to post them in the comment section below. I'd love to check them out. And also I have some feedback on feedback. I'm completely new to making videos and I realise that it's a skill set that I haven't developed yet. So I think it's really, really useful if I'm new to something that I ask for what you liked or your positive or encouraging feedback. And then once I get to a certain level of competency, I'll be looking for your critique, your suggestions of what I can do better. And then once I get to the level of mastery, I'm happy to receive your criticism and, learn from that as well. But in the meantime, when I'm baby new to this and not even a toddler crawling, please just give me your encouraging or positive feedback or refrain from commenting. Much appreciation. I really appreciate your acceptance of my request. Thank you. And thanks for watching. And big courage to you, for even turning up and being here and doing something for yourself. Give yourself a massive pat on the back for that. Good for you.